Yo, what up? So this is another episode of What I Miss. And you know what I miss? NBA Jams, man. Who remember NBA Jams? NBA Jam had two lives, in my opinion. The life when it first started in the arcade, when it was just crazy. You go in there and you watch people play and you see the graphics, you see the high flying dunks, you see the blocks. This was also a time where Michael Jordan wasn't in it. He had retired. I don't think Charles Barkley is in it. A couple other people not in it, but you have most of the players that played at that time in like 95, 94. They're in the game. I remember the game coming out and going to the arcade and being in a line and watching people play, and then being in a line and watching people play Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. And I remember all those times because the arcade used to be popping. Then me and my brother used to go to the arcade to get on the basketball machine, and we used to shoot against each other. My cousin came, he used to shoot against each other. We used to shoot against quite a few of people who would show up. They would want to shoot, and my brother used to be killing everybody, and then my cousin started killing the people. I never had really, but I was happy to play. But yeah, the arcade was a different feel. It was the first time where you got excited to want to go out of the house to go do something besides being outside playing. I remember Mortal Kombat and how realistic it looked. And at that time, it blew our minds how realistic the game looked. You gotta remember, this is like the 90s. The graphics was crazy. Street Fighter graphics was crazy. And then NBA Jam came. When NBA Jam came out, it exploded. Everybody wanted it. And then once it left the arcade, it went into the console world. And Sega and Nintendo out at that time. I think it was Sega and Nintendo, maybe something else. But I remember just being at home and being happy that I could play the game at home instead of having to go to the arcade. Because if you had to go to the arcade, sometimes that means you have to fight for it. You have to win for them quarters you playing. Because like if you playing against other people and they win, you have to get off. If you win, you get to stay on. And then if you play the computer, you get to play as many games as you want. Usually people play games like when they're trying to like the NBA season. But I can tell you one thing about that game. At the end of games, and it was a close game, a lot of times you might lose because the computer does a lot of cheap shots at the end of the game. And then also, that last minute shot, anybody remember that last minute shot? How many of y'all lost on that last minute shot? How many of y'all won on that last minute shot? I lost quite a few of them on that last minute shot. You know, you try to knock it off the rim and everything, but yeah. NBA Jams was one of my all-time favorite basketball games. Not too long after that, I think NBA on TNT came out. It was some kind of version of NBA Jams, and I used to play it on PlayStation. That game was really good too. I missed that game. It might be NBA Showtime, but whatever the case may be, that's what I miss. How many of y'all miss going to the arcade and playing games and playing against people, or the camaraderie, or the fact that one game has super long lines and one game didn't have lines, and one game you can watch one player play all day on like $1 a quarter? Who knows? The basketball, now you can just do it at your house, which is better because Corona and all the stuff that's going around. It's better to do stuff at home. Spend that quality time with your family. Thank you for watching.